Chapter 61. Stella paced impatiently around her cell. The hours had passed by at a snail's pace. She had not had any contact with anyone other than the wolves and guarded her. The beasts were enthusiastic about watching her when she had first awoke, but now they were beginning to grow bored. The lion guardian tried to ignore them as several of the mutated canines bickered over food and who got to sleep where. The noise had gone to her so much that she made outbursts of lightning fury upon her captors. The attack had proven quite useless as the wolves just shook with electricity as if it were nothing at all. Damned mongrels, Stella hissed furiously as she continued to pace. The beasts had also been making a game out of jabbing at her with their long spears to the bars of the cage. Several had managed to break his skin, and she taught them a certain lesson that they wouldn't forget when they woke up. If at all. The first wolf sat in the far corner, clutching his bleeding eye, which had been stabbed out by the dragoness. He seemed to be wearing down from the loss of blood, and the dragoness found a deep sense of satisfaction at the wolf's suffering. He hadn't been the only one, though. Several others had missing eyes as well, and several had been taken away immediately when Stella had sliced their throats with the bars. The strikes hadn't been effective enough to kill them, but it got the point across. After a while, a larger wolf came down and barked several orders at his warriors, upon sending him more wounded than was necessary. He had given Stella a distasteful look and had spit on her before leaving. The goddess had not bothered her since. At long length, she grew tired of pacing and flopped down at the back of the cage, where she might be farthest from her captor's protruding spears and watchful eyes. She had been restless since she had woken up in this blistering hot place. She had detected that she was being held inside the volcano at Munition's forge. What she was to alive for was beyond her comprehending. Stella closed her eyes and tried to imagine herself alongside her fellow guardians in the comfort of the Dragon City. She missed home. Not just the place itself, but the warmth of security and comfort that came from living within the city walls. Stella sighed and began to drift to light slumber. Hours later, her nap was interrupted by a loud explosion and tremor that shook the cell block she was being held in. The wolves perked up at the noise and rumbled beneath their feet. A loud roar echoed throughout the caverns and Stella's head perked up. Flame? She murmured to herself as she looked towards the dragon dungeon entrance. Another tremor shook the walls around her. By now, the wolves were fully alert and grabbing their weapons. The mutated Vulcanians started clambering into the stairwell in a cluster of fur-covered bodies. Some of each other gave first access. The disorder cost them dearly. Another angry roar sounded from the stairwell, and the wolves howled in pain as a giant wave of fire blew down the corridor. The bodies burned, and Stella ducked behind her wing to shield herself from the overpowering heat. When she peeked over her wing, the wolves lay on the floor in a scorched mass of bloody, smoking bodies. "Down here!" Faint's voice called. A gleaming yellow dragonfly appeared in the dungeon and looked around. "Sparks!" Stella yelled excitedly and pressed her face against the bars of her cage. "There you are!" The dragonfly exclaimed and flew over to her cell. "Hey, I found her!" He called back over his shoulder. There was another loud roar and another stinging wave of heat. Flame back into the cell block area and spewed another wave of fire back out the stairwell. Another howl echoed throughout the chamber as he bounded over to Stella's cage. "Good work, Sparks," he panted stiffly as he examined Stella's cage. "Use a key!" Sparks urged, keeping an anxious eye on the stairwell. "There's no time!" Flame shouted. He gritted his teeth together and began to glow with deep crimson energy. Stella backed away from the bars between her and the red dragon as the fire-like maggots spread across Flame's body. There was something about this power that frightened her almost as much as Dark Spyro. Flame focused his energy towards his paws and slashed the bars. Sparks flew, leaving deep gashes in the thick iron. He flashed again and again, each time burning through the metal even more. On his sixth swipe, the bars shattered, falling to the ground with a loud clang. "So, are you okay?" Flame asked as the power subsided and his markers disappeared. "Flame!" Stella tugged him, giving a relieved hug. "Thank the ancestors you guys are alright." It was then that Stella noticed he had several cuts along the length of his body. "Thank the ancestors we found you in time," Flame smirked back. "We're running out of time. We need to go." "Right." Stella backed off of him and followed him to the stairwell. Sparks led the two dragons back up the staircase. "Where are the others?" Stella called as she clambered over the burned bodies. "We all split up. They're waiting for us back in the main chamber of the volcano. We need to—" His voice faded away as a rumble shook the burning mountain. Flame, Stella and Sparks came to an abrupt hole at the top of the stairs. The corridor ahead was filled with mutant wolves. A growl from behind caught Stella's attention and she squeaked in fright, bumping to Flame. The bodies that littered the stairwell began to rise again. "Oh, come on," Sparks whined. "Can't you guys just sit and stay like you're supposed to?" "Something tells me this hasn't been the easiest task for you," Stella muttered as she took up a defensive stance on top of the stairs, waiting for the wolves to charge. "Nothing has been lately." Flame spread its wings, and its smuggers illuminated the hall in a deadly crimson glow. Sparks, Stella, stay close to me. Got it, Stella nodded without turning away. The dragons let out angry roars and attacked. Damn it! Where did these guys all come from? Candace shouted as she sidestepped the attacking mutant. She slammed her tail across his face, leaving a wretched gash where his eyes used to be. The beast howled and staggered back, clutching his face as two more wolves passed him. Who cares? Ember Stone released a barrage of fireballs. The wolves burned as their bodies were sent flying in all directions. We need to push them back to the main chamber. Flame will need to clear out the regions when he finds Stella. Easier said than done. Candace hissed as she cut one of her attackers' inner thighs as she rolled between his legs. The wolf winced and dropped to one knee. A split second later, Candace's blade plunged through his throat. Another wolf reared up to pounce on Ice Dragons with claws ready for an instant kill. Duck! Ember roared around, sending a stream of fire into the canine's face. The wolf staggered forward, tripping over the two dragons before being knocked into his comrades behind Ember. Go! Candace ordered, sprang over the mouths of scrabbling bodies. I'm right behind you, Ember called and followed close. The wolves clawed at their bell as they soared through the air. The two dragons reached onto the hallway intersection and paused to look around. It was then that Candace spotted a group of shadows coming towards them from the left. Go right! She shoved Ember towards the hall, and the pink dragoness took off running. Just before she followed after her, Candace turned back to see the alpha wolf emerge from around the corner. Snarl immediately noticed the blue dragoness and their eyes locked. Candace felt a fire dart deep inside her as she recognized who he was. She visualized herself locking her jaws around the alpha's throat and crushing him beneath her might. A sharp bark brought the dragoness out of her trance. Candace stepped back as her eyes began to glow white. She let loose a shriek as a beam of energy burst from her mouth, freezing the entire hallway intersection in a thick layer of ice. The dragoness hissed in spite and turned to catch up to Ember. We're not getting anywhere, Stella cried. She ducked under a blade as it swished over her head. She sprang forward, slammed into the wolf and knocked him into a pile of his buddies. Sparks! Flynn called over the howling and barking. See if you can find a way out of here. The fire guardian stubbed his tail against a falling sword, knocking the weapon away before delivering a concentrated burst of fire to the wielder's stomach. I'm fine with that. The dragonfly zipped over the heads of the mutants, pushing against one another to get at the dragons. The bites had all become a furry, snarling mass of weapons and limbs. Spikes flowing down the hall and saw no breaking the wolf's formation. Oh no! He gasped as Santina drooped. He yelled in surprise as the wolf swept at him from below. He rushed back to Flame and Stella, who were being pressed closer and closer again in the cramped hallway. Well? Flame got the wolf's arm in his jaws and hurled him over his shoulder into Stella's group of attackers. There's no end to them! We're trapped! Stella finished off the warrior before her and turned a horrified look on the dragonfly. Flame breathed a wave of fire into the face of the oncoming horde. He and Stella looked out for a second. Did we make our stand here? Stella bit her lower lip and nodded. Let's give these guys a taste of what real power is. Another wolf launched a full flame. He reared up on his hind legs and plunged his front claws in the wolf's throat. The wolf's eyes gaped in shock and blood spattered across Flame's face. The red dragon roared till markers on his body burned bright. Behind him, Stella let loose a piercing shriek, causing sparks to cover his ears. Both dragons released a wave of lightning and fire, consuming every mutant wolf in their path. The cries were overwhelmed by roars of the guardians. When the light and the noise died down, both dragons gasped for breath. The stone on the walls had become as smooth as the glass from the intense heat and concentration of energy. Did you get them? Sparks asked anxiously. I hope so, Flame panted. We should move now, said Edifice and head down the hall. Hey, wait for us, Sparks called as he disappeared around the first corner. Or she disappeared around the first corner. Flame chased up the dragonfly as he tried to catch up with the Lightning Guardian. All of a sudden they heard a scream, and Flame ran into an all-out sprint. Sparks suddenly came to a stop right in front of him and was knocked into the mutant wolf's chest. As the dragonfly peeled himself off, he stared up into the beast's gleaming yellow eyes. Hi, he chuckled nervously. The wolf swung him out of the air. Flame jerked and caught the tiny insect membrane of his wing. Put me down, Stella hissed furiously. The dragon dangled helplessly by the the wolf's strong grip. The beast only smiled as he raised his blade over his head. No! Flame shouted and charged forward. All of a sudden, the wall exploded. The wolf howled as the force sent him crashing into the opposite wall. His cry died out as he fell into the main cavern of the volcano. Stella coughed hard as she picked herself up off the floor. When the dust cleared, tremor spirals stood before them. What would you guys do without me? The dragon smiled. I don't want to find out. Stella shook her head with a light smile. Come on, Flame urged. We need to get back to the main chamber. Candace and Ember are waiting for us. You guys go on ahead. Tremor throws his head over his shoulder. I'm going to stay here and destroy this case to make sure that Melville doesn't get his claws on it. No way! Sally gets in shock. You can't be serious. I agree with Stella. Flame nodded. We're not going to lose someone on a rescue mission. This is the rescue mission anymore. Tremor snapped. If Melville gets his hands on Spyro's powers, then the whole world is at stake. Tremor, we're not leaving you behind. Spyro placed a paw on his shoulder. Before the Earth Dragon could say anything, a howl echoed down the tunnel. Go on, you guys. Tremor stepped towards the hole he had made when attacking the wolf. I'll buy you the time you need to get Spyro and Stella out of here. What do I tell Candace? Stella asked, knowing full well what could happen. Tremor just shook his head. You don't have to tell her anything. The other guns were silent for a minute. Flame was the first to speak. Tremor, in case... You know, I'm proud to have known you. Tremor just rolled his eyes. Get going, you guys. You're running out of time. With that, he dove through the hole towards lava far below. The others watched him glide down to the bottom. Let's move out. Flame sighed sadly and led the way up to the main chamber. Down below, Tremor stunned the crystal he carried against the rock. The crystal chipper refused to break. Damn it! You piece of junk! He shouted, fear swimming harder and harder. Why won't you break? At last he managed to crack the crystal. The energy from inside began to shine through its violet core. I guess that works. The crystal began to quake in its paws to continue to split. The other dragon turned and tossed a fracturing stone into the lava. Instantly, the entire volcano shook violently. Spyro, Flame, Sparks, and Cell dashed down the corridors littered with the bodies of fallen wolves. They all staggered when they felt the volcano shake. What was that? Cell asked, looking around with wide eyes. My guess is either Cinder finds Leon or this volcano is going to blow. Huh, which would be the lesser of two evils? Sparks scratched her chin, he panted aloud. Blown up by an exploding mountain, or being blown up by an insane black dragon. And I don't mean Cinder. We need to get moving. Flame nudged Stella with his nose. We should be close to meet up with Candace and Ember. Goody, Stella muttered to herself. The four of them pushed through the last line of dead bodies and down to the volcano's main chamber. Flame! Ember cried and bounded over to him. She threw her arms around his neck and kissed him deeply. I was so worried about you. I'm alright, Flame sighed. I'm glad to see you're safe too, Ember. There was a certain tone of despair in his voice. Candace came trotting beside the pink dragon and smiled at her friend. It's good to have you back, Stella, she smiled. How are you feeling? I felt better, the line dragon murmured. Candace tilted her head carelessly and turned around the group. Where's Cinder Tremor? Cinder's finding Leon to give us some time to escape, Spyro replied darkly. The other dragon began to gain a sinking feeling in her stomach and she dug her close to the stone. Where's Tremor? She asked fretfully. The other dragons looked at one another. Amber looked at Flame, but he turned his gaze away. Flame? She turned his face back with her tail spade. He's staying behind. The fire guardian replied with deep regret. What? Candace gasped and took a step back, shaking her head in disbelief. No, he can't be. The volcano shook again, more violently this time. You guys come on, Sparks demanded. We have to blow the joint before it blows up sky high. But you guys, we can't just leave him behind like that, Candace protested. Candace, we have to go. Now come on. Flame forced a determined stare, trying to hide the pain he felt. He pushed past the ice dragon and the others followed suit. Candace stayed where she was, shivering, shock, and fear of losing her mate. She turned and walked to the edge of the bridge path they were on. Far below, she could see Tremor standing at the edge of a lava pool, staring into it. The other dragon felt her eyes on him and turned to look up at her. He smiled sadly up at her. Every time they were in danger, he always seemed to notice her beauty even more. Goodbye, Candace, he whispered softly. The dragon shut her eyes tight as tears dropped to the burning wreck below. Tremor, you have 2 minutes, she shouted down to him. Do you hear me? Tremor simply continued to smile as the shaking of the volcano increased. Candace turned and ran up her teammate, leaving Tremor alone with his thoughts. He wasn't alone for long, however. The sounds of footsteps brought the dragon out of his daydream. He turned as a large group of mutant wolves came charging down the ramp that brought them to the bottom level near the lava pools. Tremor took up a stance and spread his wings wide. He let loose a roar and trusted his attackers. He stunned the leaders across the face with his clubbed tail. The wolf fell back into 2 others, while Tremor sprang off his chest and drop-kicked the one behind it. Another wolf slashed with his weapon, and Tremor dove aside, nearly tumbling it into a pool of molten rock. He scrambled to his feet and leaped for the nearest wolf, lashing out to his face and firing an earth bullet. The beast fell to the floor with his face bleeding profusely. Tremor leaped in the air and lashed onto the far wall. He fired an earth missile, catapulting himself back over the wolves' heads as a stream of lava burst from the rock. The mutants screamed as the melted rock burned them to nothing. Meanwhile, the other guys raced to the halls towards the main exit of the volcano. We should be close, Sparks over his shoulder. Suddenly, the hallway collapsed in around them. The dragons get to a halt as a dozen ash filled their eyes and lungs. You're not going anywhere, an angry voice snarled. The guardians hissed defensively as Leon stepped towards them. The black dragon was covered in his blood, and the sight nearly made Spyro's heart stop. Oh, no, you don't. Another tremor shook the volcano as Cinder came crashing to the wall. She sent a massive talon to the black dragon, and the two smashed to the tunnel into the open fin of the volcano. Leon squirmed free from Cinder's grasp and dove away from her. Your tenacity is admirable, Cinder. His eyes began to glow with mad force, but futile nonetheless. Cinder unleashed a ball of shadow fire, but Leon evaded the attack. He ducked low and plowed into Cinder's stomach. The dragoness felt the wind rush at her as the black dragon slammed her into the wall. Her head rocked back and hit the wall, making her see stars. This time, Cinder. He brought his tail blade to damage scales on her chest where he had stabbed her previously. I will be more thorough in killing you. Cinder watched as his blade twitched in eager anticipation. Suddenly, the black dragon cried out as a bolt of lightning struck him from the side. A moment later, Spyro hit him with a beam of convexity. The black dragon hit the wall of the volcano, plunged towards the bottom. Cinder, let's go! Spyro called as he hovered close to her. I'm with you. She nodded and followed closely and slid back in the tunnel towards their exit. Cinder roared as he fired another earth bullet. A pail of lava burst from the floor and cut the charging wood by surprise. The dragon covered himself in stone and rolled on top of the spraying lava, causing it to spat at the remaining wolves. He yelped and burst from his protective ball and hovered in the air. His paws were beginning to burn from the blistering heat of the stone. The volcano began to shake repeatedly as the crystal continued to break apart, releasing a massive quantity of Spyro's earth powers. At last, the crystal shattered and energy burst from its prison. Cinder braced himself for another wave of wolves, but stopped when the lava pools around him began to rise. Uh-oh, he thought. He spread his wings and took off straight up the main shaft of the volcano. The ash stung his eyes and choked his lungs. He had gone more than few yards when he began to cough uncontrollably. He couldn't see or breathe anymore. He struggled to open his eyes, but the volcanic ash hurt worse than sand. He continued to beat his wings against the air, but his covering refused to yield. At last he collapsed back down to the bottom. The wolf snarled began closing in for the last kill. There it is! Cinder shouted. She and the guards rushed towards the exit. As they drew closer, a trio of wolves stepped in their way. Move it! Ember roared and released a shower of sparklers, blinding the canines. The guards howled in distress and clutched at their eyes. The dragons barreled through them, knocking them off the ledge before immediately taking flight. They soared out over the beach and didn't stop until they were a safe distance from the burning mountain. Once they felt safe, they turned back around just in time to see the volcano erupt and explode of fire and lava. No! Candace cried silently. Tremor! The guards all watched in horror as the fire and lava burst from the mouth of the volcano. Of the mountain. The muted waves of volcano bombs began to fall all around them. Sal flew over to Candace and placed a paw on his shoulder. Why? The ice dragon whispered. Why does Tremor always have to be so reckless? Why did he have to play the hero this time? Hero didn't answer. Why? Candace shouted with tears running down her cheeks. Because he loves you, Zell replied. Candace looked at her to find the lightning dragon was crying as well. He was willing to give his life to protect you. All of us. Candace just shook her head. He's such an idiot, she sobbed. A large bomb hit the water close by, causing the dragons to move away more. Candace stared down the black water and watched her tears fall into it. I hate you, Tremor. As the guardians grieved, a mysterious object caught Spark's eye. He flew towards it a little and squinted hard through the ash and smoke. Guys? He called nervously. What is that?